This half hour, the pressure mounting on immigrant families in St. Louis. Advocacy groups say recently increased deportation quotas from the Trump administration are leading to widespread fear and unfair treatment. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, along with Trump advisor Stephen Miller, revealed a new national target: 3,000 deportations a day, 1 million a year. That's pushed local groups to sound the alarm on what they call unjust and opaque enforcement.
We need everyone to understand more accurately, more in greater detail, what is happening.
Outside the Robert A. Young Federal Building downtown Wednesday, immigration advocates share what they say they're seeing across the bi-state: a sharp uptick in immigration enforcement tied to new quotas from Washington. The Homeland Security Secretary says the White House is now pushing for 3,000 arrests a day and 1 million deportations a year. Advocates with the St. Louis Rapid Response Coalition, an immigration resource hub, say their volunteers are feeling the pressure.
They're answering calls on the hotline. They're driving throughout the community to verify enforcement activities. They're talking families through the devastating and opaque deportation practices.
They say the targets are families who were allowed to live here. They say this week text messages from ICE suddenly ordered some immigrants to report for case reviews, only to be detained. It's a similar story across the country. In the last week in Dallas, several migrants were called to court to have their immigration cases heard, only to be taken into ICE custody by plainclothes federal agents. Outside a Miami courthouse, a similar story. The man saying in Spanish, it's a trap.
ICE is not targeting this group of people based on any of the typical factors used to prioritize enforcement efforts, and certainly not the ones that the administration has told us they are using to target criminals or gang members.
Jessica Mayo represents one such immigrant, a man married to a U.S. citizen, has American children, and has checked in with ICE regularly for 10 years. But he's stateless, meaning no country recognizes him as a citizen, and now his future is uncertain.
We see also the appalling ignorance embedded in these kinds of ideas and reject the criminalization and dehumanization of people, all people, based on the color of their skin, the language they speak, the place where they were born, or the conditions that led them here.
And the Rapid Response Coalition also has a rally planned for this Friday at 2 p.m. The location not yet disclosed. Meanwhile,